I suppose.
And then he just jumped up on the stage, and that's where he was like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Yeah.
And he asked him a couple questions, and he finished like, "I'm Batman," and probably doesn't remember it either. So the Batman of Raleigh could be here, probably has no recollection.
It's the Batman of Richmond here. That's what we want to. Speaking of Richmond, how have these fine folks of Richmond? Actually, who is not from here? What? That's amazing. But how have these fine folks been treating you here?
Man, they're great. They're great. I love Richmondonians. What do you call yourselves here? Richmonians? Richmanders? Richmanders. Ah. Richmonders? Oh, Richmanders live in LA, I'm sure. And Rich Womenders as well, so.
Rich personers.
Rich personers, yes. Yeah, everyone's great. Everyone's great. Everyone's always great. I'm so lucky that I get this nice, broad cross section of the kind of weebdom. Because there's a whole range of people who come see me. There's the people who grew up on Dragon Ball, and the people who are really intense. They name their kids Gohan and Piccolo and stuff, and they bring their birth certificate to prove it. And then there's like football players or some of the other wrestlers who come to my table and suddenly become really, really nervous in front of me, which is really funny. And they're like, "I love Vegeta, I worked out to him every day." I'm like, man, I wish I'd tried that. But then there's the whole spectrum. There's like My Hero Academia, and that's where I see parents and kids and kind of everybody, really. That show hits everyone. And then there's Yuri on Ice, and that's its own thing. The same people who come up for Yuri on Ice usually come for Fruits Basket, and you know who you are. And then One Piece has just become this thing. Who's watching One Piece right now? Who was watching One Piece prior to the pandemic? Okay, that got a little quieter, but less so than I thought. But before the pandemic, I would bring maybe 5 Zorro prints to the show because nobody really cared, or at least nobody came up for an autograph for Zorro at that point. But now it seems that everybody's watching. And if you aren't, I'm just gonna do the sales pitch, and I normally wouldn't sell people on a 1,200 episode show. But I started watching it with my kids, and it has been one of the best experiences I've had ever. And it's